There are many people very interested in this DaYan TengYun V2 and have some questions about it, so I made this video for you. Although I'm not a very experienced tuber, I'm trying to make this video informative and helpful. This is a 55.5mm cube with 83 grams. It does not feel very heavy. The biggest improvement of this DaYan TengYun V2 is actually on its ability of customization. Before TengYun V2 comes out, DaYan actually does not have a cube that had the same level of customizability on par of those so-called flagship cubes, including GAN 356XS, Weilong WRM, and Walk 3 Elite. When talking about flagships, people not only require the cube has very good performance, but also the quality and customizability. TengYun V2 fills the gap between DaYan's flagship and the other brands. This is the DaYan's normal mechanism of switching the magnetics. You turn the disc and the number on it indicates the magnetic strength. When you turn it on the one side, the other side turns accordingly, so you can just have to turn 12 times to set up the whole cube. I think this is easier than changing magnetics on 356XS. Setting the magnetics to the middle position is very annoying on XS. If you watched my last video, you may already know that the level 1 is the strongest and the level 3 is the weakest. Some people asked how strong are the magnetics on TengYun 2. The weakest level is a little bit stronger than TengYun V1. The level 2 is close to WRM and the level 1 is close to the strongest magnetic setting on 356XS. The tension and tightness adjustment of TengYun 2 is very convenient, I think. You can adjust the screws with the screwdriver to adjust the tightness continuously. And once you evenly set all the screws, you can also adjust the tightness with the tool. The screws seem to be evenly adjusted out of the box, so you don't have to worry about that. By the way, remember to push down the nuts to do the adjustment. If you do not push it down correctly, you may mess up the screws. TengYun V2 provides very large space of customization. TengYun V2 feels super smooth and super fast, as it is faster than the 356XS. It feels less crunchy than the 356SS or Guhong 3, but a little bit more crunchy than TengYun V1. This is due to the changes on the edge and corner pieces. If you have a TengYun 1, you can compare with it. These changes also make the cube very stable. It is a noticeable stability improvement compared with TengYun V1. During the couple of days I use this cube, I feel it is very fast. The thick lube I used to slow down my XS does not slow down TengYun V2 to the same extent. You may need some more thick lube to make it controllable. Some people ask me if this cube is better than some other cubes. I actually think that this is one of the best cubes on the market. It does not have any weakness compared with my XS. Also, I don't think the difference between the flagship cubes affects how fast you cube in that much. However, people do have preferences. I think there will be a lot of people like TengYun V2 and use it as their new main. I live in China. They started shipping the first batch from April 10th. In my last video, I misunderstood the use of the springs provided in the package. There are two types of springs. The long springs provide the elasticity, and the short ones keep the adjustment nuts in position during the adjustment. I'm gonna show you how the springs work and give you a better understanding of the springs. Look at this figure. There are two springs in the centerpiece. The long spring provides the elasticity. When you adjust the tightness, you push down the both nuts with the tool. When you adjust the tension, you push down the outer nut and the short spring keeps the inner nut in position. There are already 6 long springs of normal elasticity and 6 short springs in the cube. If you missed any springs Already in the cube out of the box, here's the backups. If you want stronger tension, you can use these stronger springs. At the last of this video, I'm gonna tell you guys some fun facts if you are interested. Do you know what do DaYan and TengYun mean? DaYan is a kind of bird live in China, Mongolia, and Russia. They fly to the southern China before winter comes and fly back to the north during the spring. TengYun means that DaYan flies over the clouds, which is very similar to Lingyun. Guhong means the lonely flying DaYan, which stands for the uniqueness of the cube design at its age.